Hi everyone. So I want to do a video on everyone as you pushed out because it isn't always to do with your self-concept, and I want to break this down in a way that is understandable so you can move a bit forward when it comes to the concept of everyone as you pushed out. So everyone as you pushed out was coined by Neville Goddard, and it was coined with the perception that everyone that is in that you are seeing in your reality is yourself pushed out. However, this is not always the case when it comes to your self-concept. Yes, when you have a great self-concept and you are emanating from all of these beautiful affirmations that you tell yourself on a daily basis, people are going to get attracted to that because of the emanation of aura that is coming out from you as you continue to rise up and elevate through your consciousness with all of these wonderful affirmations that you are positively given to yourself, changing beliefs within your belief system, and cultivating a confident, empowering, and knowing personality within yourself. So what this actually does when you are putting a great self-concept into your subconscious mind is emanating a vibration from within. Now, I know that when it comes to law of assumption, that there is a tendency to disregard the whole concept of vibrational beings, but this is an actual scientific fact that we are vibrational beings with electromagnetic waves of energy that emanate from us when we are coming from different modes of negativity and positivity. And the emanation that comes from us, I put up this snap before from Dr. Joe Dispenza and Becoming Supernatural. When you are emanating from that blissful state, that feeling of confidence and empowerment and knowing and motivation and love and genuine wholeness and completeness within yourself, which is what you're doing with your self-concept when you are building all of these positive self-love affirmations and positive motivational beliefs that you are changing within your belief system. That's how you are actually elevating your consciousness up and emanating this aura, that this electromagnetic field gets wider, it becomes more coherent. So when it's more coherent, then it is sending out a clearer signal to the reality that you are in, and this is how then you are attracting everyone and everything to you because of the great self-concept that you are building up. Now, I want to bring in the idea that it isn't always to do with your self-concept, how people show up. And the reason why I bring this up is because can have an amazing self-concept in different areas of our life, but there could be just one area of our life where we don't have a great concept. So let's say, for example, you don't have a great concept with money, but you have always had a great self-concept when it came to relationships, that relationships always worked out for you. So you could be somebody then who is always kind of feeling like, oh, things are not working out, I'm not getting the job I want, why am I always in this position when it comes to money? But then your relationship could be flourishing because you're just somebody who always had a great self-belief when it came to relationships. So you see where I'm going here. It's not always to do with giving yourself all of these positive affirmations, because it is to do with how you view yourself when it comes to particular aspects of your life. So you could have an amazing self-concept about how you view yourself in money, how you view yourself in your looks and your personality and all of these things, but then maybe you don't have a great self-concept when it comes to relationships, and then you're saying to yourself, well, I really believe in myself and I think all these things about myself, so how come my relationship or whatever is not working out in that way? But it's not to do with your self-concept, it's to do with the belief that you have in place when it comes to relationship. So it's your self-concept when it comes to relationship. Your self-concept has loads of different components within it, and so everyone as you pushed out is not always to do with having self-love affirmations. Yes, self-love and confidence and positive affirmations or how we elevate ourselves and bring ourselves into that empowerment stage. But we do always have to be becoming aware of every other area of our life, which means you always have to be looking at, so let's say, for example, you are manifesting a specific person or a person into your life. You also want to be coming from how you are viewing them coming into your life. So if you have a limiting belief when it comes to men or women or relationships, you're going to be end up viewing that person through the lens of your self-concept when it comes to your relationships. So when we are thinking about the concept of everyone is you pushed out, I wanted to bring this up because sometimes there, not all the time, but I know that sometimes there can be a tendency for people to get a bit anxious and to feel like they're creating everything that is coming into their reality, which you are in a sense. But sometimes people think that when people show up in an unfavorable way and they're working on their self-concept and doing all of these things, that they start to think, well, everyone is you pushed out, so I must be doing something wrong. So let's say, for example, which you're not, because you're never doing anything wrong. When we're on this manifesting journey, it is, you're always on the right path anyway. So these things are just there to kind of wake you up, and I'm just here to send a guidance of what it means from my own perception, so that I can compassionately understand everyone's mind and understand in a way that is going to explain to you that you can be and do everything, and that things that pop up are not personal. So that's why if we get too hooked up on the idea of everyone is you pushed out, there is a tendency then to think that when somebody shows up unfavorably, that, well, obviously then I created this because everyone is you pushed out. However, this is not always the case. How you respond is how you know where your self-concept is. So let's say, for example, this person shows up unfavorably, but you have a great self-concept, you're working on your beliefs and you're doing all of these things, building yourself up. You're never going to actually react to what is going on. You're going to see it as something that will even be kind of laughable to you, because you know that the reality is changing. You know that you can change your reality by how you're thinking, and as you continue to do that, you'll have this confidence within you that you'll either not even notice how unfavorably the person is showing up, or you will either just kind of laugh and say, well, this isn't really my story, so I'm just going to go in the other way, enjoy my day, and know that this person is going to change, or they're actually going to come and respect me more because I'm not putting my attention on that. Because remember, when we are creating as well too, where your attention is going is where it is growing. So when you're completely focused on circumstances and you're not taking your mind away from it, all you're doing then is creating more circumstances, because you're creating the focus on it. So this is why robotic affirming could be seen as one of the most probably one of the most greatest ways to manifest, because you're always sending out that clear signal, because you're always keeping your mind on what it is that you want. So if you have a particular thing that you are continuing to focus on, you are eventually sending out that clear signal that this is what you are attracting. So you're continuing to focus on what it is that you want, and then obviously then it's attracting into your life. But if you continue to go back and focus on circumstances, there's just going to be more of that recreated. So we don't want that. And this is why I want to break down the concept of everyone is you pushed out, so that when you are working on you're someone who's working on your self-belief, you're someone who's working on your confidence, and and you've identified where it is that you are needing to work on, or whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest, well, then you're going to know then that everyone is not always you pushed out if someone comes up to you and acts in the opposite way, because you're not going to relate it to something to do with you, because it's not part of your reality, if that makes sense. So it's like, for example, if you are walking down the street and you're somebody who has blonde hair, and then this person comes up and tries to convince you that you have green hair. Now, is that everyone is you pushed out? Because it's how you respond. So you'd be kind of laughing to yourself and thinking, God, this is so funny, like it's not true or whatever, because you know the truth that you have blonde hair. So do you see what I'm saying? So it's not always like everything is a reflection of you. Everything is only a reflection of you from how you are observing things and how you are cultivating the feelings of positivity and the feelings of confidence and knowing and trust within yourself. Because I know that I know that we do tend to bypass the whole idea of us being vibrational beings, but we are vibrational beings, and it's to understand that as well too. So if you, for example, notice that when you are feeling pretty, pretty happy and you're going about your day and things kind of come more easily. It's like manifestation is supposed to be seen as ease. So everything should be seen as easy. It should be as simple as declaring what you want and knowing and trusting that this is how, like, it's going to unfold. You don't ever have to figure things out. The only reason why we waver is because of our logical sense, thinking that we have to try to do something to attract this into our life, but we don't. It's meant to be seen with ease. The reason why we actually prefer easier ways of manifesting things is because that's the truth of who we are. So we're actually looking for the ease. So if we're looking for the ease, we want to remind ourselves, well, we don't need to look. It's right here. All I have to do is come back into my present moment, come back into myself, my truth, my love within myself, and know and trust that everything is unfolding for me. And it's the continuing process of that. So don't get so hung up on everyone is you pushed out in a negative way, where you think you have to be always thinking in the right way for somebody to show up in the right way. No, it isn't always about that. It's always about how you are observing that person as well too. So you actually have to be coming from a place. So this is why self-concept is always the best way, a positive, great self-concept to work on is always the best way, and why coaches and that would say that it's the reason for everyone is you pushed out is because the more you are in love with yourself, the more you're emanating that out into your field of reality, and it's attractive, so you're attracting people because of how you're feeling within yourself. And because you then attract people within yourself, you start to think more then, oh well, I am attractive in that, and this is how it then all unfolds for you. That's how then, the evidence that comes in starts to help you believe it more. And then because the feeling of feeling good within yourself is something that we always strive to do, we always then strive to do more things then that will make us feel good within ourselves. And so remember that everyone is you pushed out from the sense of how you are observing your reality more so than the self-concept. Because even if you think to yourself, let's say you have a great relationship with your parents, for example, but then you have but so your parents are always unconditionally loving for you and you see them in that way. But let's say, for example, you have just a bad self-concept in general, but you'll always see your parents as showing up for you in a way that is unconditional, because that is what you see them as, if you get what I mean. So I hope this makes sense. And as well too, if anyone has any questions, to email me with my email account manifestwithamanda@gmail.com, because comments in the comment section are not always very great for me to help you or guide you along the way. And so if you want a question answered, email me instead, because I will either not see the comments in the comment section, or I won't be able to guide you in the best way that I can do when it's more vast with an email, I should say. So thank you so much for watching, and I will chat to you soon.